Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to do a quick tutorial to show you how I set up the insulation in my van. And the insulation is there to keep the van temperature comfortable during the day and at night. We're going to break this video up into two parts. We're going to focus on the walls and the ceiling in today's video, and then in another video in the future we're going to focus on the floor, because that's another big project. So by the end of this video you'll know which materials I chose and then how to install them into your van. So with that said, let's get into the steps. To get started, you're going to need 5 products. These 5 products you can all find on Amazon, so I've included a link to the Amazon product page down in the description below. All 5 products, you can buy them right there. The first product is Noiko for sound dampening. The van is metal and can rattle and be really quite loud, so you're going to want this. 36 square feet should be plenty. The next is 3M Insulate. This is what's going to keep you warm at night. I ordered the 40 by 60. The next one is the Insulation Smart Shield. In order for the Insulate to work, it needs to be expanded out 2 inches. There's a lot of parts of the van where you're not going to be able to do that. I ordered the 48 by 50 and it was just enough. Next, you're going to need some powerful scissors because cutting through the Insulate is not particularly easy. Here's a shearing scissor that I recommend. Lastly, you're going to need an adhesive to put the insulation in some places. This 3M high strength 90 spray adhesive is really excellent. In fact, I'd recommend buying a couple of these, maybe 2 to 3, to get through a few projects that you'll need it for. Listen to the sound of the van without Noiko and now with Noiko. Huge difference, right? This is how you apply it. It's really simple. We're just gonna cover this up. Just gonna find this. You don't need 100% coverage for this to be effective. Roughly measure it against the place that you want to put it, cut it out, peel off the back, and then stick it against the wall. Just gonna put this right on here. First you just take this off, and then you apply. And some people use a roller here, but I don't have one, and that's fine. And then now, so again, you just need to place about 25% coverage here. So you don't need a measuring tape or anything. Just cut out by eye, place it on, and you should have the coverage you need. Any part of the van that's indented in, you're going to want to put the Noiko in. On the areas that are protruding out, you don't want to put Noiko because you're going to need access to these later. So in all of these images where you see Insulate, I should have taken more photos before I put the Insulate on, you're going to want to put your Noiko. And when I pull back the Insulate, as you can see, there's Noiko there. And with the remaining Noiko, I put it over the wheel wells. Next, we're going to put in the Insulate insulation. And my girlfriend is here to help me today put it in. So we're simply going to measure where we want to put it. We're going to add a couple inches on both directions. You'd rather be generous here than short. And then you're going to place it into the different crevices. For the most part, you're not going to have to spray it in, but there are going to be pieces here where you do need to spray. Anywhere you put Noiko, you're also going to want to put the Insulate. You're going to want to do the walls, and then you're also going to want to do the ceiling. Note again that anything is indented in, you'll put the Insulate. Anything that's protruding out, you won't put the Insulate on. The Insulate needs to be expanded out 2 inches in order to work effectively. So that's why we're not putting it on anything that's protruding out. We're going to use a different material there. Eventually we'll add the Insulate to all layers. However, the second to last row is getting a fan, so I'm not adding it just yet. If you're adding a fan, you should likely do the same, and I recommend you add a fan. So please keep the second to last row untouched. The next step is going to be putting in the Smart Shield insulation, also called Easy Cool. Now, you're going to need to think about your electric and wiring here before you actually put this in. So my recommendation here is actually pause. Keep the product on the side. Know that it's going to be coming before you put any of your walls in. So that's it. You've completed phase 1 of the insulation of the walls and the ceiling of your camper van. As we mentioned, we're going to hold off on adding the Easy Cool for phase 2. This is because we need to insert the electric wiring components into the van first. Those wires are going to go behind some of those protruding parts of the van, but in front of the Insulate. Once those wires are properly working, we'll put the EasyCool back on top of those protruding areas, and then we'll start building out the walls. So for the next two projects, we're going to focus on the electric wiring, and we're going to focus on the floor and the insulation necessary to put the floor in. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing.